Even if today, if I have to interact with candidates, it becomes difficult.
Welcome back to another TS Friday. Today we are trying something different. Instead of asking traditional interview questions, we are putting some of the biggest hiring opinions and workplace beliefs on the table. Some are controversial, some are overrated, and some might spark a debate in the comments. Joining me today is Vidhi Thakkar from Julius Baer.
Hi Aisha, how are you?
I'm fine, Vidhi. How are you?
Hi, so hi all. I am Viti. I currently am associated with Julius Baer. However, I have around 5 years of experience into recruitment, and I would love to have a chat with you regarding whatever topics we are going on to.
Awesome. So, Vidhi, are you ready for some hiring hot takes?
Yeah, definitely. I would love that. Come on, throw up your questions.
Awesome. So, the first hot take is resumes matter less than people think.
Very good question for a start. I think resumes are definitely important. It's a tool wherein it gets you through the door. But like I said, it's a tool. But how you perform in an interview, what questions you ask, it depends very much on that. No matter how well crafted your resume is, maybe there are a few cases I have witnessed where the resume is amazingly well built, but the candidates are not able to perform in the interview. They are not able to answer. It does not match what is written on the screen on the paper and what they are able to say. I have also met people where the resumes are very average, but the candidate is excellent at knowing what he does. He's self-aware. He knows what his worth is and what he brings to the table.
Awesome. So, hot take 2, Vidhi. AI will make average recruiters more productive but won't replace great recruiters.
AI, okay, that's trending. I definitely agree that AI will make average recruiters productive, of course, because it will cut down the time of repetitive tasks like, say, screening or sourcing or taking out, resume from the pool of data that they already have. I agree to it, but comparing it with a better recruiter, I don't think so, because I believe there are two kind of recruiters. One who just matches the candidate with the job description. However, there are very few great recruiters who are able to actually connect with the candidate, know what they are doing, they want to know their career graph. They match the company's requirements with the candidate's career growth, and that is where AI will add tool to a great recruiters, but it will never be able to replace the human touch that people have.
Got it. My hot take 3, which is my final hot take, candidates should interview companies as much as companies interview candidates. What's your take on this?
Both ways. It has to be both ways. And I believe that candidates are becoming actually very much aware. So if I would say, when I started my career, it was just candidate would look at the brand, they would look at the JD, and they would say yes and get the interview done.
Right.
However, candidates are becoming more aware now with the available opportunities in the market that they have, with the skill set that AI is building up, with a lot
Absolutely.
of tools available. Candidates are becoming more aware of what their strengths are and what the company is doing. So even if today and now, if I have to interact with candidates, it becomes difficult, because not in a sense in a negative way, of course, but they are more proactive and positive in asking questions. What platform that they are going on? What is the leadership look like? Probably a mid-level candidate would even ask who is the mentor, what is the career graph, because these people, they are usually, I believe, not looking for a shorter skip, but they're looking for a longer perspective, and these questions have actually started coming up from the candidates. So now the market is open and the interaction is both ways, and I would really appreciate it. Shows a proactive attitudeness of the candidate.
Absolutely. I think that's a very important point to note, and that's a change which we have noticed over the years.
Yes, of course.
Yes. So let's move on to our next segment then, Vidhi. Imagine for the next 24 hours, you're in charge of hiring across every company in the world. And now I'm going to throw some interesting questions at you.
Okay,
so the first one, what hiring practice would you ban immediately?
Probably I would say not ban, of course, but maybe I would discourage a practice of an orthodox way of recruiting, of exactly matching the job description with the candidate, that a candidate should have 10 skill sets under one roof.
Right.
I mean, that's highly impossible. A candidate will come with one key strength and then he'll have multiple ways of working over around the things. And there are a few open-ended skills which can be developed later on. So you
Correct.
won't get somebody ready to hire for today, but you will definitely find candidates, maybe they can be built up for tomorrow.
Got it.
So that I would like to discourage.
Awesome. So what hiring practice would you make mandatory?
Maybe some form of structural interview process wherein a person could be looked upon on their functional capabilities as well as their soft skills capabilities, not just matching A to A, B to B, but I would want broader perspective wherein they are able to balance out the technical and the soft skills of the candidate under one.
Got it. All right. So moving on to my next question, again with the AI. What recruiter task would you hand over entirely to AI?
Perfect. I would have been looking forward to such a question. Thank you for asking. So AI, I would hand over a very monotonous and a very administrative task. For example, sourcing, screening. So these kind of searches take a lot of time of recruiters and they are very much time consuming. So this administrative task can be eliminated with the help of an AI tool. First. Second, an ATS should be built up for a mid-level size company or be it a large level size company wherein they are able to store a data very specifically in an organized manner. It should not be a dump up for the organization or any recruiter who is working forward. That two things I would add because I feel that then recruiter would get a lot of time in evaluating a candidate in terms of soft skills, in terms of how the candidate fits in the missing puzzle of the organization. So I think that would make a difference.
Got it. Awesome. So moving on to our next segment then, Vidhi. It's called Recruiter Survival Kit. If recruiter were a survival game, what would be in your recruiter survival kit? One skill every recruiter needs.
Definitely an interpersonal communication skills and curiosity. Curiosity in terms of both what the hiring manager wants. He should be able to know that what business needs are and what the candidate wants. And they should be able to communicate that and create a whole package wherein we are able to find the right candidate and the right fit for the organization. So wherein there are very less time, candidates don't resign quickly. There's a lower percentage of attrition.
Got it. One lesson every recruiter learns too late.
Recruiting is not just a calling job. So I would say I have interviewed a lot of people into recruiting, into HRs, and specifically for a recruiters or a talent acquisition role, they think it's a calling job. You call the candidate to get the work done. I don't believe that is the case overall. Recruiters should know that their worth is much more in the organization wherein they are actually hiring the right kind of people and the right pool for the organization. So they should be aware of the business and the dynamic changes that are occurring in the market. It's not a plain calling job that you pick the call and you get the job done. To get the job done in the right mindset, right attitude matters a lot. So they should be much more self-aware, knowledgeable, and they should be updated with what's happening. So I think that is the lack that even I have overcome after a particular point, and that I would give advice to recruiters to have an open mindset when they are in this role.
Got it. Makes sense. One piece of career advice you'd keep forever with you.
I would call it as a CLJR rule for myself. So C stands for curiosity, wherein you have to be curious all the time of what's happening in the organization, what's happening in the business, what's happening in the market, and how is it going to affect you on a micro level. I would say L stands for listening. I believe there are two ways. One is just listening and one is hearing. Hearing is when you are talking and I am just listening. I'm just like, okay. Listening, I believe, is a very rare and a major quality that a recruiter should have. It's just hearing out the candidate or the stakeholder, but to also read between the lines, actually listening to them, wherein what they are saying and what they actually mean or they want. And J would be judgment, of judging the right candidate to make a good decision making for the organization per se. That means also balancing out your intuition, your business acumen, and what the potential candidates hold, and would it be a good long-term fit. And the last one is that would be resilience, wherein I'm sure a lot of recruiters would definitely relate to this, that is rejection. So I have seen a lot of people, or a lot of recruiters rather, who get very dejected very early in the career, or maybe it comes a phase wherein you have to face a lot of occasional setbacks. So I would say just stick through it and go keep performing, keep moving ahead, and to outperform perform, your resilience will be paid off sooner or later. These are the 4 rules that I follow for myself and I would give out as an advice.
Awesome. Those are some wise words, Vidhi. So now that we've
Thank
already
you.
shared, some tips from your survival kit, if a recruiter starting their career could take only one thing from your survival kit, what would it be? So the one thing is what we'll call this segment. What's one thing candidates overthink?
Okay, so recruitment is a very basic job in the pyramid when you have to level up. A lot of people get very dejected that they might not be getting the step up, they might not be getting a front facing role. Maybe they are just very limited to screens and calls. But I think that is not the right attitude. You need to keep your mind open ended. You keep on learning new skills. You need to keep on adding value. And when you do that, people do recognize you when you get the right platform at the right time. But make sure that you are ready for the opportunity when the door knocks.
Got it. What's one thing AI will change forever?
I believe ATS, like I said, the way people look at screening and sourcing, I think that's rapidly changing now. So the time consuming part of recruiters would rather change in a positive manner and would have a positive impact looking forward, because the operational task will be done and managed by AI. Now it's time for recruiters to step up, wherein with the changing trends with recruitment and AI, they should be able to cope up with their soft skills and add value by themselves.
Got it. So my last question to you, Vidhi, what's one thing you've changed your mind about in your career?
So I used to think primarily hiring was about matching the qualified candidates with finding the best combination of the skill set on papers to matching the job description on papers. But as in when I have grown in my career, I have spoken to a lot of stakeholders, I've known different mindset, my perspective has changed a lot. So the crux of the hiring is just finding a combination of right skills, right mindset, the right potential of a candidate for that specific environment. Skills can be probably, let's say, learned on the job, but the mindset of a candidate to grow, to have a curious mind, to know things, to learn things, to ask right questions at the right time. So that can be gauged at the time of the interview, and then mellowing down the mindset of a particular hiring manager is also something that you need to learn. So you need to bridge a gap between what exactly the market offers, what the hiring manager is looking for. He might be looking for a 10 on 10 top-notch candidate, but probably going ahead, that would not be a match. He might be good for today, but absolutely might turn out to be a bad decision next 2 years down the line. So I believe some rawness that should be there in the candidate, irrespective of whatever level we are hiring at.
Absolutely. That's some beautiful advice, Vidhi.
Thank you.
Thank you for being part of our TS Friday, and thank you to everyone watching. We'll see you in the next episode as we continue celebrating people like Vidhi who are behind the profession. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep putting people first. Thank you so much, Vidhi, for joining us today.
Thank you, Aisha. You have been asking the right questions. I hope my answers and this discussion would bring a little impact in the hiring ahead.
We hope so too. Thank you so much.